The Mayo Derby, the biggest game in Mayo football, Westport United versus Castlebar Celtic, or the other way around. And after the 90 minutes, it was tense, it was tight, and we have to say we defended like Italians. It was a total masterclass defensively. Denied Celtic the opportunities to score. Had a couple of breakaways ourselves, could have scored near the end. But how do you sum that game up?
Actually, listen, it's always a tough game between us two. You know, it's never easy. I don't think any player in any of the games ever come off not sweating and breathing heavy and stuff like that. So I suppose it lived up to the expectations. I think a 0-0 draw was probably fair enough. A few chances each, and could have gone either way really. So I think 0-0 we'd both be probably happy enough to take away from it.
And the defence tonight was excellent. I know there are games we've lost concentration, there are games we made silly mistakes and gave away silly goals, but tonight there was none of that, and I think defensively everyone deserves a pat on the back on keeping that focus for the whole 90.
Yeah, fair play to them. I mean, it's not easy 90 minutes always having to have your wits about you and be focused on, you know, who's running off you, who's coming towards you, who has the ball and stuff. So I think the lads did really well for 90 minutes to keep the heads focused and not lose sight of the game.
And when you look at last year, if we were playing in these sort of games, we probably would have struggled to get a result. But I say when you get a result like this, it'll certainly do wonders for the confidence of all the players in the dressing room and give us that extra level of belief going into bigger games throughout the year.
Oh yeah, I mean, we proved to ourselves there that we can contend with. I suppose Celtic won it last year unbeaten. They won loads of competitions and they're doing well at the moment in the Connacht Cup. So if we can do as well as that with teams that are going so far in competitions and doing so well in competitions, it bodes well for us for the season going on, and we want to look to become that team that does the season unbeaten and goes so far in cup runs and stuff. So it gives us a huge boost of confidence, and I think it's Ballyhane on Sunday. So you know, this game's done with now. We move straight back onto that one and we'll hope to win.
And speaking of Ballyhane on Sunday, they were beaten by the B team last Sunday, so Ballyhane will be looking to bounce back, and that is when they'll be most angry, looking to take it out on us on Sunday morning. So that means we'll just have to dust ourselves down and get up and running again and be ready for it.
Yeah, it was a great result by the Bees, but now that a bit like this game it's finished with, so we're not going to look into that too much. Ballyhane have always been a great side and they've always put a tough game up to us, so we're not going to take it for granted at all. You know, we're going to train hard now. We'll probably go again tomorrow night, do a light session, focus on the game, and we're going to go straight into it, looking to come out with the 3 points.
And of course, when you look back, the crowd here tonight was immense. Well, both sides well supported, and plenty getting behind the team, plenty of noise. So hopefully we'll see that sort of support coming out for our games for the rest of the year. And being vocal.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge when you get a support like that coming, and especially a vocal support. And we would expect that every game. You know, it doesn't matter if it's the Castlebars or the other teams. You know, we'd hope for that support every game, because it really does boost us on, as you probably see today. You know, if we didn't have a crowd in that game, it could have been a different game. You know, if we didn't have that support on the sideline urging us on in the moments when we're tired, we're cramping up, and you just hear on the sideline them shouting you to keep going. So it adds a boost completely, and hopefully now we can get that support for the whole season.
Let's hope so. A great result tonight in terms of coming out here, not being beaten, and many thanks for talking.
Cheers, Ken. Thanks.
Coming to Castlebar for the Mayo Derby is not the easiest of tasks, and coming here tonight against a team that has been unbeaten in the league the last couple of years, has been playing really well, scoring loads of goals in a Connacht Cup final. I know we're in a Connacht Shield final ourselves, and I have to say that the lads were absolutely magnificent tonight. Played a defensively very good game and could have had a chance to win it at the end through Evan. It was kind of like an Italian style performance, keeping in shape, discipline, and hitting on the break when it needs to be and getting a chance when it's on. How do you sum that up?
Well, firstly, congratulations to Celtic on reaching the Connacht Cup final. It's a fantastic achievement. To do it 2 years running is even bigger. I thought it was a great game. We worked incredibly hard, particularly in the second half to stay in that game. I think there was loads of quality from us in the first half. We used the ball really, really well. We gave a display of good football, and in the second half we gave a great display of hard work, digging in, defending well, and maybe with a little bit of luck we could have nicked that in the end. Which, I don't think would have been undeserved. And
to be honest, had we lost tonight, I personally think it would have been the travesty for the ways we played.
Oh, I absolutely agree. When you work as hard as that, you need a little reward, and we've been coming, and I think that's a little bit of validation for us. For such a young squad, they're making those steps quickly. You can see the level of improvement from now to this time last year, and again, we can build on that, But things don't get much easier. We move on to a very difficult game on Sunday, and I think that's the joys of the Super League. It just keeps moving forward.
And in terms of a big game performance, it's the first big game against big opposition that we've actually didn't lose in since you've took charge tonight against Celtic.
Possibly.
And to be honest, when you look at excluding Ballina Town, I actually forgot about that one last year. But in terms of teams that are really competing for the top competitions at provincial level, with Celtic being a Connacht Cup final, getting that sort of result is a marker for the lads, and I'm sure it'll give them a confidence boost.
Oh, absolutely. It's early in the season, it's only 4 games in, but the game's been coming thick and fast for us, as it has been for them. You're going Thursday, Sunday, back to Thursday. That's difficult, and it's really difficult to keep that going. And we lost 3 or 4 to injury before the game, which didn't help us. But again, we put in a superb performance. We showed all the qualities that we have. There's no secret about some of the talent and some of the young players that we have, and I think that was on display tonight. And people will be looking at that going, that Westport side can really play. And I think we'll be competitive for the rest of the season, and we've sent that message out.
Great crowd all round tonight, and have to say the Westport United supporters over the far side, where you were down to your left hand side, they were really vocal actually, and they really got behind the team, which is great, and it's something that we all want to see more of.
Oh, it's fantastic when you're a player and you're as tired as those boys were, and you have someone cheering you on and encouraging you to keep moving, keep running, keep working. It does make a huge difference. And I suppose in reality they got a great word from the players. The players gave back, they worked incredibly hard, and I think the crowd fed off that, and they were buoyed by what we were doing, and they were encouraged by it, and rightly so.
So it's a quick turnaround again, Ballyhane on Sunday, and Ballyhane would certainly a wounded animal this week after losing to a B team last Sunday morning, and I'm sure they'll be gunning for revenge against us, and they'll be looking to prove a point.
Yeah, and a really difficult place to go, and I believe they won well tonight. Great result, great bounce back for them. We'll be under no illusions. That's another incredibly difficult game, especially as it's coming up so quickly after this one. And the challenge for us all now, Ballyhane included, is go back, have some rest, try recover between now and the weekend, try get some more bodies back into the squad before we go there on Sunday morning, and we'll go at it again as best we can.
And to be honest, if you're a Westport United supporter, if you're not excited by what happened tonight, a 0-0 draw away to Celtic, I'm sure you have to think to yourself, it's time to really get excited about the lads and really get behind them and help them develop further and look at the bigger prizes as they develop.
I totally agree. This group they're going to be special. It'll take a little bit of time, and nights like tonight will really help in their development, and I think everybody can be behind these groups and look forward to the future with them.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.